Good morning. Good morning. Yes, folks. Jennifer Elizabeth Strawn here. Yes, Jennifer E. Strawn, DBA LDAMS, LDAMS, the acronym for my firm, Legal Document Assistance and Multi Services. And last night I said, actually this morning, I said, let me come on live on YouTube, on my YouTube channel this morning. I'm live. I think everything I do in my life is live. How ironic is that? Everything I do, everything you do, anything anyone, everyone does in everyone's own life is live. How ironic. Weren't we all living all along before the internet? And so now people are saying things such as, well, I just shocked myself by saying everything I do is live. What? That is such a funny, but um, I just put things in perspective. I do think, and so this morning, the reason for my live on being live on YouTube this morning, March 3rd, 2025, is exactly this reason. I am Jennifer E. Strawn, and I do own and operate my sole proprietorship business. And I'm amongst the many businesses who have been online, um, whether uh, uh, legitimate or not. There's a lot of illegitimacy online and offline, and where all of the illegitimacy came from offline in the days of no internet, they're now exposed online uh, in the days and in the times of the internet. So things that were uh, offline have now found their ways uh, online and doing business online. And listen, I'm no illegitimate business. I'm Jennifer Eastron, DBA Legal Document Assistance and Multi Services. I am a trained, skilled, experienced, degreed paralegal, legal assistant, legal technician. I also have a minor or an accredited. I'm accredited in business administration, sales, and marketing, and um, advertising. And so I am not just pulling here. I'm not just grasping at straws. I have well over 40 years experience uh, living in America and working and studying and working and paying taxes in America. So I do know my way around offline and online. And it's just because of my journey and my education, and of course, various places where I've worked and I've always been involved. I've said this a million times, a trillion, gazillion times if I need to, but I will mention the facts always. Since I arrived on the shores of America, I've always been involved in education, taking my own ASS. If you ask me, I will tell you exactly the truth. If you ask Jennifer Elizabeth Strawn, Jennifer Elizabeth Strawn will tell you no lies. Since I've been in America, since I arrived on the shores of America, I have been involved in education, of educating my own self. I went to high school, Prospect Heights High School here in Brooklyn, New York, America. And then I went to New York City College of Technology. Back then, it was called New York City Technical College. It's still in the same location at 300 J Street. In 1997, when I went through the doors of New York City Technical College, I studied business administration, sales, and marketing and advertising. So there I gained some credit, and I do have a minor in business administration, sales, and marketing and advertising. And then I was involved in working, so I didn't pursue my degree in business administration, sales, and marketing. But what I did was work, 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 and of course, when you work, you pay taxes. Lots of people do. Some jobs aren't doing are on the low or whatever. But legitimate people such as myself, I found jobs where I could pay my taxes. And people who are meaning well, if you don't have a job, if you don't have a job which it doesn't take taxes from you, then you find yourself to an accountant and sort out your taxes at the end of the tax year. I think that would be considered a 1099 position where you're responsible for paying your own taxes. Yes, I'm correct. I know I'm right. And so, speaking of my education and reminding myself and reminding the general and viewing public where I'm coming from, I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Strawn, DBA Legal Document Assistance and Multi Services, and I have now my paralegal, legal assistant, legal technician degree because I did return to return to New York City College of Technology in 2013 and registered for my paralegal for the law and paralegal studies program there at New York City College of Technology, and I finally attained and gained and attained and achieved my degree for my own business purposes. So no, now I am a little bit more skilled than before. Prior to getting my degree, I was working with my high school diploma and my minor in business administration, sales, and marketing and advertising. But now I have my my degree in paralegal studies, legal assistant, legal assistant, paralegal, and legal technician degree. So and I will be for I'm a paralegal, legal assistant, legal technician, and of course, too, I provide business consultancy services, advertising services, marketing services, and I'm also a notary. And this morning's my life at this moment is I came on. I'm on at the moment. My mic's on. My live is on YouTube, broadcasting live on YouTube to announce the fact is I will be providing, and I am providing online business consultant services online. So Jennifer E. Strawn, DBA LDAMS, is now providing online business consultant services. And I decided, I saw and I see a need for such a service for me to bring my services for LDAMS services online and fill in a niche because I see so many things that are wrong, even though there are a lot of competitors out there in the markets. There's a lot of businesses out there trying to do something, but however, they're not hitting the mark. And so I see my business consultancy services and everything in my business is unique, quite unique. I the challenges that exist, I think, and I know I have the skills and the experience and the responses that are needed and that have helped. But the thing about it, though, however, is things are so wrong in the markets that people are listening and grasping, and they're not paying the fees to the appropriate or the correct and the right person. And so they're listening and they're doing their own things. And they feel that the only time, a lot of you there out there feel that the only time you should ever pay anybody is when you go to court and you have a lawyer. And a lawyer goes with you to court, and that's when you try and pay. But however, I've encountered tons of reviews online where lawyers are having a hard time too collecting fees from clients and customers who they went with them to court. The lawyers sign up to being representing these crooks and crimes and criminals, and and went with them to the court, did the job, and the crooks and the criminals aren't paying the lawyer fees. So I know there is a problem in the markets everywhere. A lot of people aren't going to tell you. Nobody really told me, but I am a person. I'm a learned person, and I in school I learned, in college do my research. Do your research in college. I have a college degree where I came from. I spent many years attaining and achieving my degree, and spent many years doing lots of studies, books, not just grasping and then going on. No, because you have to show how you came about with these things, with these responses. And I heard on the radio this morning, somebody described you all so well on 1010 Wins Radio. Somebody was speaking about the markets and how not so talentless or full with no talent, but you keep grasping at straws and you never seek the professional help that you should do so. And so you should seek professional help. You should all seek professional help. And when you get professional help, you should pay the fare, the fees that the who that the service provider such as myself is requesting, because the markets, uh, the fares and the fees, my fares, my fees, the cost for my business. When you come to my Jennifer Elizabeth Strawn DBA Legal Document Assistance and Multi Services for services, my information to you as a customer is, this is my store, my shop, my business, and my fees commensurate with and at current market rates. And I know you all gripe a lot. There's a lot of gripe. There's a lot of animosity, and I've been sarcastic about a lot of your gripes and animosity. And I even asked the question rhetorically: is there any more animosity? Where all that animosity came from? Because there's only so many cities, any more cities where all that animosity and hatred is coming from in the markets, that even lawyers too are having problems collecting fees from clients. And I'm just I'm advocating for myself here first, because it's been quite, the market has been wet and yet dry. It's been wet, very wet, wet, but still in all of its wetness it's been dry. So I don't know how to I can't take the market isn't jiving well with a lot of people. And so because of that reason, when you do your when you have your complaints and you're speaking to your friends and your what sort of friends? Your lay in layman's terms, were you ever told that's your businesses? Were you ever told that? Do you ever gripe into your friends and, oh, I see it all the time. I know you've been told that. I see it on the Real Housewife of this, the Real Housewives of that, the Real Housewives of it. Oh, it goes up and down, the tea and the crumbs, everything gets spilled. And it's all about them saying to each other, and you all saying to each other, that's your businesses, in certain different languages that you all don't even recognize, but you seem to think you can recognize when Jennifer Elizabeth Strawn speak off off air when I'm not on YouTube or on doing a podcast. You seem to know everything Jennifer Elizabeth Strawn is saying, and you seem to take everything and put it all in your context, in your written what you have wrote, and you wrote yourselves a Bible. And meanwhile, you're not really doing the actions of a Jesus H. Christ. You're doing the devil's works. So, were you ever told that's your businesses? How difficult is it? Your business. How difficult is it? Does it feel like you're all stuck in a rut? Do you need help with your businesses? I've asked you this many times in my podcast. I've shown you a way to contact me at Jennifer E. Strawn, DBA LDAMS. I've shown you a way. I've put on the light in my business. My business is open. I've put on my light. I've opened my mic, opened my mouth, put on my mic. And so if you went around and you ever heard anybody say, "That's your business," how difficult is it? Your business. Does it feel like you're stuck in a rut? Do you need help? Need help with your businesses? Well, again, I'm saying I'm advertising and I'm marketing my services, my business, DBA, LDAMS provides. Uh, Jennifer E. Strawn, DBA, LDAMS provides. It's online business consultancy. And I also do many other services online, but this particular live on YouTube on March 3rd, 2025, is to mention my new online services, wherein I'll be doing, I believe I'll be doing this online services. I'll open up on certain days on Facebook, YouTube Live. I'll open up for online business consultations, and see if anybody, well, need help with your businesses. Well, or is it not well? How are things? How is everything? I know nobody ever asked me how is everything with my business, but the point of the matter is I've said what I need with my business. I've said I've said in no uncertain terms. I'm healthy at the moment. I'm healthy. I'm educated. Intelligent person. Um, fit and healthy. So I've taken care of a lot of different areas in my life, and I was taking care of the money side of my life too, until certain things happen in the town of Brooklyn, New York, where I live and reside and work and studied and live and reside and pay taxes. And the tax man comment and certain things happened, developments occurred, and in spite of all of that, I've managed to put myself together and for myself in my one body, my only body. And this is what I have going on now, like as many other businesses, but not as many other businesses. This is unique. This is Jennifer E. Strawn, DBA, legal document assistance and multi services. And I do provide my own unique services. Um, Everyone isn't the same, and let's not fight. We shouldn't be fighting to be who we are not. Why would if anybody ever fight you to be who you are not? And when that is when they try and fight me, I recently I asked them, listen, why don't you all have an island? For all of the things that happen that are in the deplorable basket in America, in Brooklyn, in New York, why don't you all have an island for your deplorable basket, your black basket of deplorables? Because I think your basket of deplorables hate America. They hate foreign taxpayers who came to America and are trying to make life good and well and best for own life. They hate education. They hate conforming and doing business in the order in some orderly fashion. They stole the taxpayers' money. They are still stealing the taxpayers' money, using it for that deplorable basket they bred and breed themselves. And whomever is advocated for it all has problems on their hands, because when it came to me, and it came many years ago to Jennifer Elizabeth Strawn, attention, packaged as very domesticated abuse, domestic abuse turned domestic terrorism. And when it came and approached Jennifer Elizabeth Strawn in the manner in which this did, I saw it for what it was. And today I see it. It still is what it was. So no change on the radar, no change on its radar, on its The monitoring, I've been monitoring it. It's no change. There is no change there. However, I know because of the news, I listen to lots of news. I watch lots of news. I hear the occurrences, and it's not rocket science. Who's doing all of these things? We're on the record, not only live on YouTube, on Instagram, and everything is now on the internet, but the record is so much better now. The best record keepers ever now are people are keeping the best records ever now because of technology and everywhere there's a camera, everywhere there's a microphone, audio, everywhere. So nobody's missing a beat. People might think, oh, when they go there, when they come here, or everything's a mystery, or if they go up or down and in and out is a mystery. Not so much, not anymore. The only thing I've heard recently that nobody can figure out yet is the murder of rest in peace Gene Hackman and his wife. That hasn't been figured out yet. I don't know why, but it's just mentioned it here. Rest in peace Gene Hackman and his wife. Um, that's about the only thing that hasn't yet been figured out. But everything will be figured out in time because why? Technology has been very good, very well. I'm an advocate for technology. I went to school, I went to college. I'm not a lawyer yet. I'm on my way. As soon as I get myself involved again into studying more and get the time I need, get myself on my way, I will be on my way to being a lawyer. Just as I got myself to this point right here, my degree, associate in applied science, I will be, if I really want to be a lawyer, I will certainly go and be the lawyer I want to be, right? Yes, because this is the sort of individual and business Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan is. Yes. And so I'm saying I'm doing right now, I'm I need to generate clients, and I see there's a need. I see the need. How do I know that people are listening to me when I don't sell my? I can't have my shop and every word I say be stolen from me, or everything I think just be stolen from me, and people plugging in numbers and answers and words and doing, and they turn around now, and at this time, you all are looking real foolish. Because if I ask you all, how did things turn out for you all? The amount of stories that would come tumbling out of the closets. It is a horror story. And let me just remember, I have family members who are going through horror stories too because of the catchy horror stories that exist in New York, in America. Let me just reiterate, I, Jennifer Elizabeth Strom, before you hear it from anybody else, and I know I've mentioned before, I've advocated for my brothers and sisters, my siblings. I've always said, I'm not just advocating for myself, but my family members, my siblings, and my siblings' children, and people who are worthy of being advocated for, who would advocate for me as a single. Doesn't matter if I chit not chat. Doesn't matter. Kids or goats or whatever, doesn't matter. See me for who I am and see how hard I've worked and see how I am in my life and my business without fear of favoritism, but just being real, the real person I am. I'm not touting, good girl, good girl, good. No, no. I'm just saying on my own record, what I've done right, correct, and right, and not judge me. Do not judge me for what I haven't done, for because you all have done what I haven't done, and it's wrong. And you all should see yourselves now, since you all attacked. Don't think the days are still the date. Yesterday's date is still today's date. No, yesterday's news was not yesterday's news. Or you still attacking Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan on a different day, and that adds to the record. Each day and night they stay on. Yesterday's date is not today's date. It's an extension. What they're doing is an extension of their crimes. What they're doing is extending their crimes, and they will be charged for the crimes. Yes, because I am the law. You're trying to overpower my law, my lawful life, to please to challenge, to please your challenges with your deplorable baskets in a foreign country where you came. But y'all should have came prepared, had an island for to put all of that deplorability. So the question again is, Jennifer, I ask you all, why, when they call my name, Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan, Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan, therefore I ask you all, why why don't you all have an island for your deplorable basket? It's in America. You all have it in America. A lot of immigrants, you came to America, you birthed things that are in a deplorable basket that are doing such deplorability in America, very bad and horrible and terrible. And the American people are speaking about it on air, on TV, on radio, amongst the American people. It ain't no Indian. And I mentioned before somewhere, I know I've spoken about, everybody isn't Indian givers. Some people are Indian givers, and some people aren't Indian givers. So why, if you think you're Indian, why are you if you are attacking Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan and you think you have more right in America than the Indian people? But it turns out, no, no, y'all are in horrible shape. Y'all are in horrible shape. And so, again, were you ever told that's your business? Because you came as an immigrant to America, you bred and breed a deplorable basket that's hurting my family members, that's hurting Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan and siblings of Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan very badly. And each time I come on live, I do a live or on YouTube or live video, I speak for my right, I speak for myself, and I mention and I advocate for my siblings. I speak about the pressures, um, and it's not pressures that nobody needs to be pressured because somebody else has pressure. Are you going to take off the pressure from your bodies in your basket and put it on where? On a Jesus H. Christ, such as putting it on a Jesus H. Christ for your sins? And what happened since you tried doing that? If you consult with me, I would speak to you in an honest manner, just how I'm speaking now, and ask you the questions. And since what happened since you all started trying to push the pressures of your deplorable basket on any target? What happened since? With the things, for instance, somebody would have had asked, did y'all get through to the things? Ask you all if y'all got through the things. And another question people said to ask you all, mentioned to ask you all, or suggested people ask you all, and think about it. Why don't you all have a will? And my own question to y'all is, why don't you all have an island for your deplorable basket? Why don't you all have an island for that deplorable basket that had set America in a whole tizzy? That is setting America in a tizzy. I wasn't born for people other, when you're born, a child is born, especially when I was born. Everybody was looking out for the neighbor. They don't like me. They like me. They don't like me. They don't. Who the hell cares? Who the hell cares? This is why I've always done my do, and I'm always doing my. So because They don't like me. They like me. They don't like me. They like me. Who is that? Who are these things? Who the hell? I never have that stuck in my head or have that thought because I love myself. I am Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan. I like and love myself. This is why they all seem to be upset with the person, anybody who they target, because they want to step in the shoes of an islander. Yes, I'm an islander. Why don't you? But the question is, my question to y'all is, why don't you all like America? Your birthers are foreign, came to America and birthed you. But why don't you like America? Why don't you all like America? Why do birthers have things they bred in America that don't like or love America? Why they have so much hate for America or for any taxpayer who didn't birth things and make that stupid mistake or birth in the place where they're born? Why don't you all like America? Where you all, some of you all have foreigners came, made a deplorable basket of yourselves, stupid mistakes, but you love the money. You love stealing from the taxpayers. And then you all went on to have more than one and two and three. You all never correct your errors. You always get into more troubles making troubles. But y'all love the money and y'all love the money from the taxpayers' pocket, robbing and cheating taxpayers and going on with games that you all go on with, went on and came up with. All of your kids came up in a game. Your kids in America came up as a game, especially the ones that attack and surround and target Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan. That's you, MFers. It's you that target any target. You're the targeters that target any target, that surround yourself around one and grasp at straws. And you're not paying, so many scams in America, and it's you. It's you all doing that. It's you all did that. All of you. You're just as deplorable. Each one is just as deplorable as the next that came from the birther. Each one is just as deplorable as the next, and the new is going to be just as deplorable. Excuse me. You know, on the internet, there are God's influences and the devil's has influences too. Here on the internet, God's influences are doing work and the devil's influences are doing inequity. There's so much scams going on, happening as I speak. As I speak, I think, and I think as I speak as I think. And I know there are many of the devil's influences are doing an injustice against me and against many people, against my siblings, for instance, as an instance. And it's terrible. Excuse me. It's horrible what's happening. But I am alive and well in the land of the living. And I have a business, I have a life, and I have a business. I prepared myself for this business, this life and business. I've been working towards this business. I'm sitting in my chair in my home office doing the business, the work I like and love, and I prepared myself and I'm well qualified. And of course, everybody's business is not the same. So if anybody were to ever, uh, any potential clients were to call me or contact me and have the very same complaint, I would, I'd be very interested in hearing and listening. What's the same thing happening to who and who and who and who? Because I could tell you what's happened to me. I could mention to you all what's what are my experiences in America, in Brooklyn, in a particular building where I live. You know? So I am providing online business consultations, and I will open my YouTube live. Today is my first day for doing my online business consultations, and I'm live now on YouTube, and maybe 3 times a week per week, maybe. Um, but I'll have to work out my schedule myself. I will because I am a solo business practitioner and I have many tasks and on my to-do list. But I will certainly, um, I'm certainly making time to do to have this online business consultations um, live. So you know, and my question to you all is, um, need any help with your businesses? Because I hear your gripes. I, I fear, I fear because of the attacks, because of your situations and what you made for yourselves that aren't correct, that haven't self-corrected. Listen, I came a long way and I've been self-correcting myself. And when I could help my brothers and sisters, my siblings, I correct or I mention things, and everybody have own brain and head, and but I usually speak from my knowledge and from my experience and from the law books because I am a in the legal field, and and if you need an attorney, if a potential client, when I consult with you all, and if you all, if you need an attorney because you have a criminal, you all have a criminal, you, how many of you all, I don't know, are surrounded me, but you need a criminal defense attorney or attorneys, then you should, I would certainly refer you um, uh, to the local bar association or the American Bar Association, or attorneys who I know and who are in the field of criminal law. But you know, it's surprising how stupid the 35, the debtors, DBTY, pluribus basket are, rich but stupid. Surprisingly, how rich and stupid the pluribus basket are. It says what it wrote, but in its own words. It says what it wrote, but in its own words, it's all a crime. It speaks, it talks, it talks. It's always a constant chatter. And they have narratives. The narratives, but their actions are a crime. Oh, its own words, in its own words, it's a crime. And I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan, and I'm an educated human. And I know everybody have own business and must do own business. Every life have own business and must do own business. I mean, who makes what they would want me to think is a human? Who makes birth a human and leaves it in a box? Leaves it in a box or leaves it just as for a city or a state to take care of. I don't know. I'm asking who breeds and birds and leaves it in a box in buildings in New York, in Brooklyn, and leaves it fall through the cracks and hope and wish that somebody else, they can put the pressure on somebody else and have a scam. And the thing about it, everybody knows where the monies to raise them kids came from. So an injustice is being against taxpayer, each and every taxpayer. A terrible injustice was done, and when the inequity continues, and injustice is still happening against the taxpayers of the nation, any nation, of nations. You birth, and from I'm just speaking from my experience and the attack that's happening against myself, against my name, against my life, and the continuance that happened ever since the attack. And somebody would say, "Oh, just messing with you." Well, what did I ask? Any? Did I tell you all I wanted to be messed on by you all? Did I agree to being messed on or messed with? No. Matter of fact, I know Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan would never. Not in the past, not present, and certainly not in the future. Not in the present, and not in the future, and certainly not in the past. I've never agreed. I've never tolerated. I've never advocated. I've never played. With the game of it. I'm never going to. I'm never staying and doing. So. No, I'm always at work because you know what? I have light bill. The light that comes on in my head is in a body, not a box. Not in a box. Not in a box 6 feet under yet. No, but the light in Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan brain is in the body Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan living in. And where Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan lives, rent is due. Light and gas and rent. And I have to pay for clothing and shelter and food. And as I mentioned clothing, let me just mention the fact is I opened the boutique, my boutique department is reopened online. Um, is now in business too, selling items and uh, the checkout cart. You can go to my new website, LDAMS-BigAsThis.com, and see some of the items, clothing and accessories I have on sale in my boutique department, Big as This, and cart. You can purchase the items, and I will ship the items to you. And I would appreciate the love if you and when you do support this cause. What website again is LDAMS-BigAsThis. So I am providing professional services, legal services, paralegal services, multi-services, and I also have available for sale clothing items in my boutique department. I have clothing items for sale, and I mentioned I don't have loads and loads and loads of clothing, so don't come looking, don't go here looking, don't come here looking, don't come and try to, don't do crimes, don't do the crimes if you can't do the time. Remember that old saying? Don't have thoughts about looking up. Don't look up and look down and look across or listen in or listen out for, and then come and go and steal and do the crimes that you've done in the past, because those are adding up. Once again, today's date is not yesterday's date. Yesterday's date is not today's date. Hello. Hello. Yes. Okay. Okay. So yesterday's date, as I was saying, yesterday's date is not today's date. Today's date is not yesterday's date. So any criminal that has done the crime more than one time, has done it consistently, continually, and never stopped and never stops, is having a record, an extensive record. And the day that record hits the judges, in the judge's court, in the judge's hand, that is the charges, the criminals, whether it's prostitution or theft, burglary, rape, whatever the crimes are. That will be the charges. And thank God for technology, because now we're on video, camera, everywhere, and audio. And anybody want to dance? Remember, you'll be dancing to the tune of the crimes, the time. I always feel the urge to remind you all, because professionals are here, and I'm a professional, and I'm rendering my services, and you all refuse. And if you refuse to be a client of anybody, but you're in the person's pocket, how do you expect the person to live and exist? It means it tells the person you're not anything about like, or you don't like me, or you don't love me. I don't know. What it tells the person is that you have no good intentions for the person you've been attacking and targeting. You have definitely no good intentions. And you have no intentions of working to repay. You have absolutely no intentions of working to repay the monies that you begged or borrowed or stole. You actually stole to raise the deplorable basket that you have now. You have no intentions of working or having your deplorable basket worked, or directing it to work so that it can repay the hands that fed and feed it. That unfortunately is still being fed by some advocates that advocate for the beast. And that's a misfortune and will be dealt with true and swiftly. It must be dealt with swiftly because I know taxpayers can't have the beast made beast making more beasts, stealing from the taxpayer. So I'm telling you, and if you call me and told me what you're dealing with, I would have a very nice business consultation with you, render my business services for a fee, not an arguable fee, but an agreeable fee. And of course, if I see my light turns on and I see you need you need criminal, you all need criminal defense, your some of the things that need criminals defense lawyers, then I will certainly refer you to criminal defense lawyers. So my email address is jenniferestrawn.ldams@workmail.com, and my phone number is 347-693-4437. So again, I am I am